Things I love about electric unicycle riding. Freedom to go anywhere I want in the city without having to worry about Uber drivers, without having to worry about parking, without having to worry about traffic jams, because you can go on the sidewalk sometimes when you need to, you can go in the bike lanes. The roads are there for you. Every single ride offers an opportunity for growth, some sort of mental, physical growth, opportunities for advancement. It has to be good for the brain. Riding electric unicycle has got to be good for the brain. And you know how, okay, I will say I kind of am into this whole anti-aging thing a little bit, or at least healthy aging. I want to age well. I don't need to live a full ton of years, but I want those years to be good. I'm hoping that my years can get better. I'm not saying I've had a horrible life or anything like that. There's been some good times, but I would like to think that it's possible for my life to improve. And I think electric unicycle somehow represents a way for that. I also do love the attention a little bit. I myself am not much of an attention seeker. I used to get, like, I would say, too much attention from people growing up. Super shy kid. I'm not going to try to spill out my emotional issues with you guys, but I'll just say this. The one person I wanted more attention from was my mother, and she was the one person who did not give me a ton of attention. I don't know about all of you. Some people have mothers who invest in them and take them to sports and do all these things. Mom, if you're out there watching this, I love you. I'm just saying though, you know, you focused on you, and that's what you did, that's okay. So, back to the idea of attention. I love this idea of attention. In some ways, just people are going throughout their days. It might be a little monotonous. They might be not enjoying their days, and then they see me riding on this electric unicycle, and they think, oh, that's kind of cool. I mean, just some construction workers back there were saying this, or just giving me, you know, the thumbs up. And then there's the flip side to the attention. Sometimes there's a little bit harassment. Sometimes a little bit, sometimes a little bit too much attention, or the wrong kind of attention. In person is usually pretty good. I would say the ratio is at least 90% or more positive attention. This guy is riding my ass. I'll tell you that much. The person behind me is riding my ass. Anyway, whatever. Some of the attention on the internet, though, can be not the most positive. I would say that in the longer videos I make, or just like the regular videos, then people will give pretty good feedback. And like I said, I am looking for your feedback, so please continue. I can handle it. Try not to be, try to be constructive and everything, but I'll tell you, I can handle it. I'm out here putting it out in the world. I am not looking for everybody to treat me super nicely or anything like that. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to share my personal journey, bring awareness of amazing ways of transportation. I'm here to show you that it is possible, likely for yourself as well. You just gotta get out there and keep moving. Just keep moving. So yes, I would say probably the most negative attention is through the shorts, when I make the YouTube shorts, because it gets pushed out to so many people, or it could potentially be pushed out to so many people, and that's where I think most of the negative comments are. But there's also a lot of amazing positive comments on the YouTube shorts. So if you are watching this on YouTube shorts and you are commenting positive things, very much appreciate you. Thank you so much. We are here. Beautiful Seattle, Washington. riding the Go to Extreme electric unicycle through neighborhoods. Lake Washington right over here. Okay. All right. There we go. What else do I love about electric unicycles? Community. I do love the community. I think that, you know, there's no one single community, so to speak. I think each of the content creators are somehow building their own communities, and there's lots of overlap. If you are making electric unicycle content on YouTube, I am very much, most likely, already subscribed to you. I think it's great that people share their journeys. I was coming to a point. You gonna go? All right. I would say I was coming to a point where I felt like in my lifetime I was consuming more than I was producing significantly, and I go through habits like this. And electric unicycle provides me an opportunity to. Electric unicycle provides me opportunity to create, to produce, and then I can feel like I balance out my consumption habits. There we go. Speaking of consumption as well, we can say that there might be a finite amount of energy on the planet or resources. We can say there's finite resources or finite energy in one way or another. And I can reduce my usage of energy by riding electric unicycle, as opposed to driving car, riding Ubers, anything like that. If you think about it, the energy used to move me on this thing really is not a lot. Some people are saying it's 1 cent per mile after your initial investment. I'm not sure if it's that price is that good in terms of energy consumption. It may be. But either way, after the initial investment of the electric unicycle, then commuting to work and getting places is really not very expensive. I mean, I used to use Ubers and the Lyfts to get around to places throughout the city for working. Ubers and Lyfts add up. It adds up. And also, I'll say that if you had followed Ubers and Lyft for a while, the companies, they had a lot more capital investment, and then when they went public, they need to become more profitable. And then that's why the Ubers and Lyfts now represent a more real market cost. So the Ubers and Lyfts I was taking in the morning, let's say 2017, 2018, was probably a bit closer to $9 to $10, and then that same trip turned into about $20. So the same distance pretty much doubled in price. And if you're going to work paying that much money every single morning, it adds up. It adds up. Okay, we're going back up Madison now. Just checked out the Madison neighborhood. So yes, energy consumption. I love electric unicycle because there's less energy, less price for the energy used. And then also, it's not just, okay, some people don't want to think too far in the future. I'm thinking maybe we're going, who knows what's happening right now? Who knows what's happening right now? I know everybody has different ideas about climate and the environment. Personally, I have a background in environmental studies. I went to a public university, so yeah, some people would say that I'm maybe a little bit indoctrinated. I think I'm pretty fair. I think I'm pretty fair. However, that said, I am concerned about the future generations, what's going to happen. I mean, I don't know about you, but I think it is kind of getting a little bit more difficult to keep a high quality of lifestyle, and I don't really see that necessarily improving anytime soon. So my quality of lifestyle, I decided is that, like I said, I'm going to become more of a producer, less of a consumer. And it's not about making money necessarily, but rather improving my quality of life and my mental well-being. That's me personally. Also, being careful with the substances that I decide to take in, or maybe limit the amount of substances I take in. I'm not judging people because I know sometimes during the group rides people like to drink and smoke, things like that. I'm about having a good time too, so again, I'm not judging. Personally for me, I'm trying to improve my well-being and make my life better for the future. What I love about electric unicycle, the thrills, oh my gosh, the thrills. I personally have not done much more thrilling things in my life. Now, initially, I started riding electric unicycle for the purpose of commuting because I went from electric scooters, which were, to me, problematic in the amount of maintenance used for electric scooters, the size. The footprint of the electric unicycle is much smaller than a scooter or electric bike, for example. So, as a person who lives within 1 mile of downtown, and I don't have that many square feet that I'm working with compared to a lot of you with garages or anything like that, having this electric unicycle is a significant space savings. Significant space savings. Back to the thrills of the electric unicycle. Okay, like I was saying, so I started electric unicycle because I wanted something that was going to be reliable. I wanted something that was not going to, I need to replace the brake pads on electric scooters. I needed to deal with maintenance. There's water resistant issues on the electric scooters. But here, now we have electric unicycle. There's no brake pads. It's just regenerative braking. The motor is just working in reverse. It's wonderful. I love it. Absolutely love it. Now, I know a lot of people like to really work on their gadgets and whatnot. Respect to you. Some people know a lot more about electronics than me. I respect that. I just wanted something that's going to get me around conveniently, price effectively, and that I'm not going to have to work on a bunch of times. And so here we are, riding electric unicycle. It's great. You can commute with it, which I often do. I mean, I commute with electric unicycle every single day. It's just what I do. So if you're anything like me, you might have been a bit more risk averse. I certainly have been more risk averse in my life, to the point where I would have so much anxiety that I would be frozen, and then I would miss out on opportunities and have regrets. So getting on this electric unicycle has allowed me to push past those comfort barriers and see myself in a whole different way. Now I see myself as a person who's willing to accept the challenge, a person who's resilient, who can step back up. Ooh, there's a squirrel about to get run over, but they stopped. I see myself as a person who is resilient. I see myself as a person who, it's not about how you fall, it's about how you get up. And I'm gonna be completely honest, when a car hit me, or I'll say when impact was made with a car, this lady, her car door could barely open. I had to help her open the door because my shoulder and arm had impacted in such a way. I'll tell you though, that she asked me, this is what she said. She said, "Are you a professional?" She said, "The way you got back up just looked like you're a professional." And I guess it's at that moment that, yeah, I accept my fate. If things happen to me, I accept it. I accept my fate. So when people say, oh, future organ donors, or that's a way to die, I mean, there's a lot of ways to die, guys. there's also a lot of ways to live. And riding an electric unicycle is definitely a way to live, if not a way of life. If not a way of life. So if you're along here for the journey, much respect. If you're a fellow rider, bless you, stay safe, absolutely wonderful. If you're curious about riding, I highly suggest give it a shot. You don't have to start with a big wheel. Personally, I started with the Bugatti Nicola Plus. It's a 60-pound wheel, absolutely no regrets. I still have amazing thrills on the Nicola Plus. It's quite a competent and capable electric unicycle to this day. So if you're thinking about riding electric unicycle, don't think that you necessarily have to go out and buy the Lynx or the Bugatti ET Max. You can start with something much smaller, or it doesn't have to be the latest and greatest, I'm trying to say. That said, you know yourself better than I do, because when I was going for my powerful electric scooter, I knew that I needed at least something decently powerful. And that's why I had the Nicola Plus, 45 miles per hour, pretty powerful. So yeah, you know yourself, you know your limits. I mean, if you've been riding extreme stuff, then yeah, you can totally start with one of those bigger, heavier ones. You probably know what you're getting yourselves into. That said, I wouldn't discourage you from going for a smaller one, because these small electric unicycles are great in their own right. They can achieve a lot. You can gain some serious skills on them. Another thing I love about electric unicycles is making YouTube videos. I just love the fact that you watch them. Now, I know not everybody's watching them from start to finish. Totally fine. I understand how YouTube works. So if you're here at this point, then I totally appreciate you. Thanks so much for watching. The cars have been following me a little close today, a little closer than my liking, but whatever. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Again, I absolutely love how this electric unicycle has serious power and torque. No problem getting me up this hill. Also, if you know anything about electric unicycles, that if you overpower them, then it just kind of throws you into the ground, which is certainly not an ideal situation for anybody involved. Cutouts, overleans, whatever you want to call it, nobody wants to get cut out or overlean. That said, it is nice having the more powerful electric unicycles, because in a way it can prevent that from happening, because, well, you have a lot of power. But then again, with great power comes great responsibility. All right. Yes, the acceleration is fantastic. Getting into this lane was very convenient for me. Going up the hill. Respect to the cyclist. What the heck? Alright, wow, there's lots of people out. Yeah, I kind of just cut the line there, but oh well, that's good. Yeah, that's another thing you can do on an electric unicycle. You can kind of just cut the lines. I still want to be respectful of people. I say that all the time. It's true. That said, I do think that it's better for me as an electric unicycle rider to be out of the way instead of in the way and in traffic. So when I do stuff like that, it's because I love you all. And when I say you all, I mean the drivers out there. So yes, if you are a driver, I have no ill will towards drivers whatsoever. People are people. I accept a lot of people. I'll tell you, I've had more trouble accepting myself than I have had accepting other people. Again, going back to my childhood issues, you don't need to know about all that so much. Love your mom and dad. I'm a grown-ass adult though. Ain't your baby anymore. People say I should go to therapy. What do you think? Should I go to therapy? Or should I just talk my issues out and then let you be my therapist? Honestly, I think I'm just gonna let you for now be my therapist. So if you have any ideas about my childhood emotional neglect, then please, I'm all ears. Cool. Okay, so that is today's video. Please hit that subscribe button. Your likes and comments are certainly appreciated.